Hey guys, over the period of time, I have experienced this thing, and even it is being mentioned by many of my regular viewers. Can we have a single end-to-end use case in which we can build an API and also cover the major features of MuleSoft in terms of platform as well as the studio? So we are going to cover this particular use case in upcoming video. So this is about build an API start to finish. We will be covering 4.3.0 as Mule runtime, Anypoint Studio as 760, and Anypoint platform. We will start a stepwise process, how to start on the scratch and how we can finally build a API out of it. So the first thing first, prerequisites. You need to first sign up on this particular link that is about Anypoint platform, sign up. So if you are already having one of the organization level username password to login, it's well and good. And if not, you can sign up for a trial organization level 30-day trial period account. So how it will look like, just to give you an idea, I am just trying to open it. So here you can see this particular page will open up in which you can put your full name, email, phone number, company, username, password. You have to check this. I am not a robot, and you have to abide with the MuleSoft terms of service and privacy policy. After that, just click on accept and create. It will shoot some couple of emails on your specified email ID to activate your account. And once it is done, you should be able to log in with this username and password which you have given. So I have already created one such account on Anypoint platform. So just to give you a glance of it, I'm going to the access management. Oh, okay, let me log out. Okay, I'm already out of it. So I'm just logging in once again. Okay, so this one, the very on the top of it, it's known as the main organization. Inside that, you can create multiple business groups. So how to create that? Just click on this business group. It will open up the organization chart. Here you can go and click add business group for your main organization. I will put up something like my top business group. I will put the owner as my if you just click over here, it will automatically populate all the available usernames. So I will just click the same. Owner should able to create the environments as well as create the business groups. Here the vCores, I will be putting all the vCores in my sandbox. It means I will be deploying all the things within my sandbox vCore. Design I will not be using for any deployment purpose. So I am having one vCore available by default. I will just click on this add business group. You can see on the top the business group successfully created and the same is being visible over here. Couple of things under the access management, the users. You can see the user which I have already logged in with the all the roles and responsibility. You can check under the roles tab. But in order to check from here, it's better to put the details from here itself. Just click on this hyperlink of username, go to the roles, and you can add all the things over here. But permission wise, these are the main tabs in which you can provide the permissions. Basically, I will go with all the permissions, all available, and in sandbox I need each and everything. So I will click on after selecting, I will click on this plus sign. Similarly, I will go on visualizer, will select all, click on plus, runtime manager, select SS, select all, sandbox, select all, plus, plus. Similar design center, select all, plus, Design center, just make sure you are able to do it, because if you are not able to do it, then the design center will not give you the option of creating the application over there. You can create the specification but not the flow. So just make sure on the user which you are going to try, it should have all the permissions accordingly. Anypoint monitoring, all, click on plus sign. Secrets manager not required, but just for the sake of it, I am putting all the permissions. Secrets manager is basically to maintain all your username, password, TLS contacts, certificates, and what else. Yeah. So I think we are pretty much good. We are having admin rights organization level, so that is what we need. Even this sandbox is available, so we are good pretty much here. Now I will go back to the main home page of Anypoint platform, and after setting this, you can see a couple of things like Anypoint Studio download link is there. Just hover over it. You can see on the left hand bottom corner, you can see mulesoft.com LPDL Studio. So either click over here, or you can just copy paste this particular link as well. From here, it will open up the same thing. So ideally with the 430, we should have the latest 760 as the Anypoint Studio. So when you open this one, let me show you, because there are a lot of queries around it, like what to download, from where we can download. So select the operating system accordingly, agree to the license agreement and privacy, just click on download, it will start downloading it. If you want to go for a previous version of Studio and Mule, just click on this and follow the same thing. Apart from that, we need some clients to test our APIs. It could be a Postman like this, or it could be advanced REST client. So I am just opening up both. Advanced REST client. Okay, so this is the advanced REST client. You can download it depending on your OS, or you can use the Postman depending on your operating system. Again, you can download it. It is giving for option for Windows and Linux as well. So accordingly, you can use it. I am pretty much familiar and used to with Postman. Postman is one of the great tool which I have come across. So I'm going to use this one for the majority of our use cases. So having said that, let's quickly jump back to our slides. So this was about the prerequisites in order to set up the environment. The next slide will be to create an API specification. So in order to design an API specification, we have to log into our uh, Anypoint platform. That is over here. I will close rest of the tabs. So I will go to the start designing, that is design center. I will click on this create new. It will give two options. Either you can create an application which is in the form of Mule flows, some connectors, HTTP listener requester, all things you will find over here. And the second one will be the API specification. Okay, so I am going with the first one. I will put up hello world RAML 1.0. Apart from that, it is also giving me option of OAS Open API specification that is being frequently used nowadays with majority of the times OS 3.0 and with JSON. So it gives the different language option: RAML, JSON, RAML 1.0.8, OS 2.0, 3.0, JSON YAML format. But for the this particular use case, I will be using the RAML 1.0 option. I will click on create specification. Within a moment, it will show me the canvas to design the API specification. So a couple of things. This particular design center is very sensitive in nature in terms of all clicks and the tabs which you are going to do. So uh, let's say description I'm trying to put, so you can directly see it is coming in the bottom of it. You can put something relevant, sample API test. Okay, you can put some more logical, but you can put a version like 1.0. After that, there's some couple of things which we can try out, but as part of this use case, I will be very specific in nature, and I will be using some of these things which I have already created. I will be explaining it as well, so no worries around that. So here it goes. Types, I am specifying greeting as one of the type having the property today's greeting with the nature of a string. This string, which I have defined under today's greeting property, it will be used under the get response of this greeting. So anything which starts with slash, it calls out for a resource, and inside resource we can have different methods. Like here, I will be using get method. Inside get, I'm getting the responses with for two different status codes, 200 and 400. The body will be specified using this application slash JSON. You can have XML format as well, but we are using JSON. And within the example, you can specify one of the example which will be used as an static response. Similarly, for 400 status code application JSON, I have specified a property named as message with nature of string, and one of the active example will be message like greeting not found. So this is like one of the very basic greetings example which I have created in the form of API specification. So on the right hand side of it, you can see some couple of things coming up like mocking service and the greeting, that is this API endpoint, and this open method documentation for get. I will enable this mocking service very quickly. So what change it has bring in? It has included this base URI in this particular RAML. So what is the use of this is like when I click on this get method, it give me an option to try it. If I click on this try it and click on send, I will get the response back. Same response which I have already set up in this today's greeting test greeting. Okay. So if I'm not setting this mocking service, it shows the URL is invalid and you cannot try it out. So it's better to keep it in the mocking service level. Basically, it is adding a base URI. As you can see over here, it is getting uh, uh, it is getting disappeared as soon as I remove the mocking service. So this is about creating a very simple API specification within the design center. Now the next thing, according to our PPT, is to okay, I skipped the first part, that is to explore API specification. What I will do, after setting this API specification in design center, I will go to the exchange. So within the exchange, I can see some of the tabs like provided by MuleSoft. So it will list all the MuleSoft provided assets. Assets are basically connectors, templates, policies, API groups, REST APIs, SOAP APIs, HTTP APIs, and what else, right? A lot many things are being available by MuleSoft itself. But in case, like in my case, I'm exploring this thing, so that's why I'm not able to see any of the published assets. But during this use case, I will be pushing something onto the exchange, and we will be able to see some details over here. I will open up this design center on a new tab, and you can see this hello world is already available. So the next thing will be to publish this onto the exchange. We are done with 2.1, 2.2. Next thing will be to test our API that we have already done. Next thing 2.4 is to publish API specification. So I will simply click on this publish to exchange. Just click on it. You have to specify the asset version, which will be 1.0.0. And rest of the thing, if you want to check, this is the business group ID, and this is the asset ID by which name it will be available in exchange. So just click on this publish to exchange and let's see what it gets reflected on the Anypoint exchange, this particular tab. It will take a couple of seconds to publish this specification. So it is showing successfully published to exchange. It is giving a hyperlink, but I don't want to use that. I will keep it as it is. Go back to Exchange and I will do a refresh. So now here you can see this REST API is now enabled, and if I click over here, I should be able to see this resource and click on get. Mocking service is enabled. I will click on this send button to get the same response back. So this is all about publishing the API specification. Okay, if you want to drill more into it, you can look onto the Exchange documentation. But this particular video is very specific. We will be touching only the specific point with an agenda to build an end-to-end API specification using most of the features. So the next thing is to develop the API. So there are two options. Either we can use the design center, like I have explained in the starting. It gives the option to design the flows as well, right? Just to give you one more instance. So either we can use from this create new application, or we have our favorite Anypoint Studio. So I will be using this Anypoint Studio because I want to leverage the other features provided from MuleSoft. I will put this as hello world and import RAML specification. So this is a documentation part. I will click on this plus from Exchange. So I need to add my account. It will take some time. So click on sign in. So now we are able to see, and I will search for hello. It is coming up. I will click on this add button to push it onto the right hand side of selected modules. Click on finish. So you can see downloading the virtual, all the things is coming up. I will, so now it is going to scaffold the flows from the API specification. So what does it mean? From this RAML 1.0, it is going to create the Mule flows out of it. So let's see. Scaffold execution succeeded successfully, no errors found. Okay, and how to understand this? There is a HTTP listener. Okay, I'm just clicking it over here. Slash API slash star, and after that it will take up the slash greeting. That is the resource name which we have followed. Opening up the API specification. So it will be something like HTTP localhost 8080 slash API slash greeting. Okay, it will be in that format. Now API kit router. Let's see the router configuration. So it asks like output header, map name, outbound headers, API definition as hello world, and this is the basic bare minimum settings. Okay, nothing to explore more over here. I will go back to message flow, and you can see most of the error handling is under on error propagate. It doesn't have on error continue. Okay, so and this one hello world console, I will show you, like basically this is the open console which it is pointing to. Okay, again on error propagate, and there is a this transform message which is taking the hard coded example as the transform message format. Okay, so what I will do, I will clear up the console and try to run it again. I will stop this project. I will run the project again. Here you can see the hello world, the RAML zip. So if you open this RAML, the same content you will be able to see. It's just loading the entire project. It is now deployed. On one side you can see this open console. If I click it over here, it will open up the same mocking sort of thing. So let's click over here and click on send button. Let's see. So we get the response back. Or second option, our favorite postman, this one. I will click on the send button. Let's see. So we got the response back. Okay, so this is coming out of this transform message. So let's try to do some changes over here. I will be doing some changes keeping this thing in mind. We have imported, we have tested, we have added a business group already, and we are going to publish the API to Exchange from our Anypoint Studio. Okay, so before I publish the API to Exchange from Anypoint Studio, I would be changing something like this. I will be adding some validation and put some error handling, and then I will publish the API. Okay, so I will be removing this particular thing. So let's delete this guy. I will set the payload. It's good to have a logger, and let's put something in set payload. Okay, I will select this function and put something in quotes. Hello world. Okay, so I will be putting the same thing in the logger, something like that. Request payload, and I will put payload. That's it. Fairly simple, right? Here we will be changing something here and there. Okay, so I am just looking for validation module. We'll drag and drop over here, and I will try to validate the size. So I will just place it over here and will try to modify it. In the value, I will be selecting all the things I will be conducting on the payload. With minimum size of payload, it should be ideally 6 character or more, but it should not be more than 12. I will save it, and let's see what is the console. Console is in the stop state, so it's good. So we will try out both the sides of it. So let's do one more thing. I will try to put on error propagate. So this is to handle the error handling part. To know more about it, you can refer some of my videos already uploaded on my channel. Okay. So basically over here I am going to put just a logger, but I want to configure it as well. So with the type I will select as validation invalid size, and within the logger I will put something like error due to payload size, and I will put something like error dot description. Okay, we are pretty much good over here. Let's try to deploy this. It will take its own sweet time. So in the meanwhile, let's go back to our postman. We have changed this content. Okay, so it is being deployed now. I will clear up the console, go back to postman, hit the send button. So it is returning back with an error 500 server error. Let's see what is the error. So it says maximum should be 12, but it has 21, so that's why the error is coming up like that. So if you want to change the payload, just put the same thing. What I will do, I will paste this particular content in the set payload. Okay, and let's see again. It is deployed. I will clear up the console, hit it again. Okay, so the value this much was expected to be of size at most 12, but it has 21 characters in length. So that's why 500 server error is coming up. So our error handling is working absolutely fine. I will stop this, clear up the console. We'll put something more in range. Let's put 20 so that it will not error out this time. 21 to be precise. Okay, so I just want to conduct a positive test case. So just before I publish it back to the exchange, running this project once again. This validate size and error propagate I have added just to showcase the error handling capability of Mule flows. It is loading the program. I will clear the console since it is showing in the deployed state. I will hit it again, send button. So it is returning back with the 200 OK as the positive response. So all is good. Stop the console, clear up the console, right click on the Hello World program, go to the Anypoint platform, publish to Exchange, select the project type as example, select the child group. Now it is fine and I will click on finish. Yes. So in the background, you can see some of the Maven commands are running, which is trying to upload the API specification onto the on our exchange. We'll wait for some time. We are pretty much near to it. Let's see what our PPT shows. So we have published our revised API. Now we are going to deploy the fifth step. We are going to deploy it to Cloud Hub from our Endpoint Studio. Then we are going to create some API proxy application top of it using API Manager. We will set up API proxy, put a rate limiting policy on top of it, and that's it. Okay. So this is being done. I will click clear up the console. I will right click the project once again. Endpoint platform. I will click on deploy to Cloud Hub. This particular window will be the same which you have configured earlier during the authentication. So it is using the same credentials. Okay. I will click on the sandbox. And I will put something more suitable to it, like today's 12th October 2020, just to make it unique, nothing else. So I will click on deploy application. It will take its own time, but it is showing me an error. Okay, let me go back to my Anypoint platform. I have recently created this particular thing, so just want to check what is the issue. Due to weak core availability, I don't have weak cores. It seems like that. Let's see. I'm having it. Let's see the changes. I will go back to runtime manager. I will click on deploy application, but it is still showing me like it will not run due to weak core availability. Let me check on my another profile. Where is Aquaman? So if I go to my runtime manager over here, just trying to check some couple of things, nothing fancy. I click on deploy application. So now it is here, it is fine. So I need to juggle some of the things. So ideally, coming back to here, if I right click from here and go to the deploy to Cloud Hub, it will do the same thing as if I am going to put it from here. So just a twist. So what I will do, I will quickly put it as hello world hyphen 12th October 2020. Okay, and let's do it in one another way. Let's do it in this way. What I will do, I will go to the properties. Let me show you something. Oh, okay, it's not coming up from here. So when you click on here, configure credentials, I will use Aquaman. I will apply and close. I will first push it through this Aquaman profile. So I will just check in the Exchange whether there is anything. So it's all good. Okay. So what I will do, I will do the same thing. I will first publish to Exchange. So this is a example, and this will be my business group. I will click on finish. Yes. So in the background, you can see a lot of Maven plugin projects are running. So I was getting that issue of different profile because of weak cores are not available with that particular profile somehow. So I have switched back to my previously working profile, but rest of the thing will remain same. If you are creating any new profile with your username and password freshly, so it will not error out. You will be having default weak cores of 1. So we are pretty much done over here. Let's check the exchange. Okay, it will take some time. So let's see. So I can see this example is coming up. We are pretty much good. We need to do one more thing. Uh, I need to have this hello world as well in this particular design center. So what I am going to do, I will basically go to design center. Let's see if it is already being there or not. Okay, it's not there. Nothing to worry. Within a moment, I will create once again hello world. Same syntax, nothing. So I will create it very quickly. I'm I'm just having my notes over here. Same, no changes at all. I'm putting just the same thing because it errored out because of some weak core issues in my previous profile. I will check this thing if it is working fine. I will going to create send, and it should be working fine. Yes, it is fine. So I will publish to exchange 1.0.0, publish to exchange. This is done. Let's go back to the exchange and let's see if everything is in sync or not. So now I'm able to see the REST API as well as this example is there. I will go back to the Anypoint Studio, and this time I'm going to deploy to Cloud Hub. It will use the same credentials with which we have last configured it. So just to show you, this is the new one. I will click on the sandbox again, and So I will put something, let me quickly cross check whether it is already there or not, because I need to have a fresh install. Go to this, okay, this is fine. So I will put something as 12 October 2020 just to make it unique, nothing fancy. I will click on deploy application. Within moments it will be done. So we can go over here as well and try to refresh. It is showing this is under deployment process. I will close this window. So here you can see it is in the undeployed state. I will refresh it once again quickly. Getting deployed. So here I can copy paste this and will keep my Postman ready. It will take some time. So let's go back over here. Let me show you something on API Manager if it is available to me. So click on this API Manager, Manage API from the Exchange, select for Hello World. Yes, it is coming up. Okay, endpoint with proxy. Select this one, and you have to change this particular link. Let's give it a try if it is working fine. It's taking some time. It seems it is still under deployment. Getting deployed. Okay. Nothing to worry. I will do a copy paste of this particular line. Just everything will remain same. Nothing to worry. Click on save. So here it goes. We will use the 430 and I will put something as hello world uncle proxy. Update if the application already is existing. I will click on deploy. It is also getting deployed in parallel the proxy application. Let's hit it once again. So now our main application is deployed onto runtime manager and our proxy is getting deployed. So we will wait for a couple of seconds. We can close this window. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy paste this thing and we'll open a new instance, http this one /api / greeting, and we'll wait for this particular application to go up. It is in the unregistered state. Okay, it is showing deploying. In the meanwhile, let's go to the runtime manager and have a look over there. So application, the main application is in the started state, and because of that you are able to see this response. Correct. Now we will be using our proxy which is getting deployed, and we will see the same response using this proxy. Internally this proxy is going to hit this particular main runtime based application which is deployed, and we'll get back the response. You can click on these logs and you can see for the actual logs it is showing starting the cloud of worker at this particular ID IP address. I will flip back to the API manager once again and let's see the status over here. It is still in the unregistered state. It is going to take some time as it is API status showing deploying, so let's wait for some more time. Let's refresh it. taking its own sweet time. We cannot do much about it. So now it is showing started. So I should be getting something here. It is showing me resource not found. I will put something. Yep. So now this proxy is getting uh, is working fine. Basically, this proxy is getting internally is calling this runtime API specification which we have set. So just to let you know, I will go back to API manager very quickly and show you a couple of things. It is now in the active state. So what we have done, I will add the consumer endpoint. So consumer endpoint will be this. Consumer endpoint will be like this is the endpoint which you can give it to the any consumer and they will try to hit on this particular endpoint. This endpoint is going to call internally this particular implementation URL, which is the runtime manager, which is already running under runtime manager hood. So let me show you once again. So if you click on this particular sign, you can see 12 October 2020 US E2 cloudhub.io. This one same. Okay. So now let's play around with the last thing, the API manager. I'm going to put a policy on top of this particular Hello World application. What I will do, I will click on this policies. I will apply a new policy. Let's say rate limiting. The latest version I will be using. Click on configure policy. If you want to know more about how to apply the rest of the different policies and what is the order and all the things, I will highly encourage you to go to my API manager playlist to know it in a better way. Expose over header and for all methods and resources. I click on apply. It will take a couple of seconds to refresh this policy actually. I will refresh from here and we'll go back. I will hit the proxy. Seems it is taking time to get it refreshed. So this is like one of the thing like it's not very prompt. It takes around 1 to 2 minutes to get it refreshed. Okay, I will go to the policies. It's enabled. You can if you are having multiple policy, you can edit the policy order. If you want to view the details, what it basically is trying to do, it will allow 3 requests within a period of 1 minute, and after that it is going to error out. So that is behind the screens. Still taking some time. For the first time, it takes its own sweet time. So again, don't have much thing in control. Let's see what else we can do. Let me show you something from monitoring maybe. Not from the monitoring. Let's go back to our runtime manager and let's see if from the dashboard we should be able to see something. Last hour. Here you can see some of the things like how many mule messages we are getting. 11 mule messages. What was the CPU consumption? Worker, this IP address, 11% CPU utilization, 36% of the memory was being used. So such things can be infer from this particular dashboard. I will give it a try once again. Let's see. Yeah. Now here you can see 429 too many requests. So quota has been exceeded. You have exceeded the three request count within a period of 1 minute. So it is now giving me back this 429 too many request error. It will get refreshed after 1 minute. So we can try it and it will work as normal. So with this particular thing, we came to the end of our session in which I have tried to cover what are the ways to create the API from the scratch. And once you create your profile, all the vCores are automatically being assigned. The reason why I was getting that issue was because I have multiple user already active on that particular email ID. So some of the time it gives this weird error. So that was pretty much about it, and I hope this beginner video will be very helpful for the people who want to explore MuleSoft offering in terms of platform, in terms of studio, and specifications in general. So thanks a lot for watching this video and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.